Let's begin the show with Afghanistan, where there has been concerning developments surrounding the expansion of ISIS, even when the Taliban vehemently denies its presence in the war-torn nation. Despite territorial losses in Iraq and Syria, the extremist group appears to have found fertile ground in Afghanistan, exploiting the instability and chaos after the withdrawal of US troops. The country has witnessed a series of deadly attacks claimed by Islamic State targeting civilians, government officials and religious sites. Join us as we unravel the complexities of this situation and explore the potential implications for regional peace and security.
26th August 2021, Kabul International Airport, which was already a site of chaos and desperation following US troops' withdrawal, suffered a massive terrorist attack that killed over 180 people. Another blow in Kabul in April 2022, this time in a mosque, claimed over 70 innocent lives. September 2022 witnessed an uncommon attack. The Russian embassy in the capital Kabul was targeted. 7 people died, adding to the horrific tally. 3 more died in an orchestrated attack in a hotel in December. The targets, the nature of attack and the message was different in all attacks. However, there was one common thread that linked them all. ISIS, history's dark side, was rearing its ugly head again. The violent campaign of ISIS has only intensified with time. Both civilians and Taliban officials have been targeted. Various media reports, while citing ISIS's weekly newspaper Al-Naba, reported that since the Taliban's return, ISIS-K has launched 283 attacks, claiming the lives of at least 670 people and wounding 1,200 others.
ISIS cadres, I would say, they have been moving to different places and we don't have very definitive figures. But yes, they have been in Libya, they have been in, of course, Al-Hol and Rosh, these areas. Most of their families are there. Some of them have moved to North Africa. But good number of them, they wanted to come to Afghanistan and they wanted to make Afghanistan a hub of all kinds of Islamic radical groups. So with these intentions only, they had come.
ISIS's emergence as a deadly force in Afghanistan can be traced back to 2014, when the group took advantage of the chaos and instability in Iraq after the US withdrawal. Their swift rise was fueled by the radical agenda of establishing a caliphate, an Islamic State, in both Iraq and Syria. Although ISIS was eventually driven out of its strongholds in Iraq and Syria in 2017, the group proved resilient and its influence extended beyond borders, with affiliated cells operating in different parts of the world. One such cell was the Islamic State in Khorasan province, which became a significant threat to the Taliban's authority in Afghanistan. This relentless spate of violence has transformed the already complex situation in Afghanistan. Although both the groups represent Sunni Islamist extremist factions, the rivalry between these groups stems from contrasting ideologies. ISIS calls Taliban impure as they engage in political dealings with other nations, including the United States. ISIS says it is against their beliefs to engage in politics.
When Taliban came back to power, with the help of the Americans, of course, then we see that Taliban has a slightly different philosophy. It is looking to establish the emirate within the Afghan borders. Has often said that it does not want Al-Qaeda or other terrorist groups to operate from its territory against neighbors, other countries, and has even undertaken that at the global level. But we are looking at this continues to happen. Taliban is also helpless. There have been intra-group fightings between the ISKP and Taliban Al-Qaeda and Taliban Al-Qaeda. But if you come to think of it, the groups of various fighters keep on changing between one organization to another organization. So on the one hand, they weaken Taliban. On the other hand, they strengthen themselves as well as they try to to fight for space, strategic space for themselves, and try to spread around. And wherever there is a little bit of a vacancy or a vacated space, they try to entrench themselves there. And therefore, they indeed are a very major threat, and they need to be looked at.
As ISIS-K's fight against the Taliban intensifies, analysts warn that the violence is likely to escalate further. This volatile situation not only poses a grave threat to Afghanistan's stability and security, but also has far-reaching implications for the broader region. ISIS-K's expansion and attacks on neighboring countries like Pakistan and Tajikistan have already heightened tensions and raised concerns about the potential for a wider regional conflict. The international community is now faced with the urgent task of preventing ISIS-K from establishing a permanent foothold in Afghanistan and thwarting its efforts to export terror to other nations. It requires a concerted effort from all nations to unite against extremism and support Afghanistan in its journey towards peace and stability. In the face of such violence and destruction, the people of Afghanistan continue to endure untold suffering. Only through collective action and unwavering determination can the menace of ISIS-K be defeated and the seeds of the peace sown in the war-torn lands of Afghanistan.